afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jason from National University, and it's my honor to chair this session with Professor Lin from Changde University. And this session will be English oral presentation from I think different countries in Japan and Taiwan. And the first author, each author will have an 8-minute oral presentation followed by 2-minute Q&A, and you are welcome to ask questions after each presenter's presentation. Okay, let's move to the first author, and its title is "Can the Generative AI Pass the National Examination for the Radiological Technologies? The Comparison of Taiwan and Japan." And the first author presenters, Dr. Kato. Kato, please.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak here in TWS team today. Sorry about that response. Yes, so in recent years, large language models, especially chat GPTs, have been widely used in various fields, medical field, research, and education, and also businesses. The purpose is to examine whether generative AI can pass the criteria of the national exam of radiology technologies to make international comparison between Japan and Taiwan. GPT is generative fully trained transformer model released from OpenAI in the United States, and we use Chat GPT, GPT-4. Parsing criteria, materials and methods. Question and correct answers were downloaded from the government official website, and in all questions were manually input one by one online, and then output were required. The accuracy evaluated correct answers rate. Passing rate Japan 60% total, and 14 subjects. Taiwan total score 60 points subjects. In Japan, question consist 200 each year. We enroll for 5 years question total 1,000. We excluded some questions total 134, for example, up to 48 questions which government decided, and images, graph, mathematical performance. As a result, 806 questions enrolled in this study. In case of Taiwan, it's 408 per year. a total 2,400 and excluded 177 as a total. It included enrolled 2,203. It's sample of examination of Taiwan. The subject is radiological instrument. The questionnaires are about X-ray tube target material, amount question, multiple choice are 4 items, A, B, C, and D. In this case, D is correct answer. And this is a GPT-4 screen. I put in the A, B, C like this, and just input the show correct option. I put it in Japanese. This is output screen. ChatGPT answer like this explanation and wrong and correct points, and finally find out the correct answer. This is real pass rate. Japan 82%, Taiwan 36% for 5-year average. This is real rate, and this is result of this study. GPT-4 accuracy was at Japan 75%, Taiwan 79%. Both are quite high. And this slide shows the differences between the subject. High basic medicine and low subject were medical physics. In case of Japan, we can see the same differences between the subject. However, the number of questions depends on the subject, widely from 5 questions to 30. So it's difficult to not easy to understand the evidence from this slide. Discussion. The high accuracy subject was like basic knowledge, and the possibility of developing a way for students to self-run through GPTs have been suggested. However, there is a risk in an academic running because GPTs give correct and incorrect answers. Limitation. We have 3. I excluded some questions like images, and a second is 2 countries, Japan and Taiwan, have different education systems. Third, the time period was only for 5 years. Conclusion: ChatGPT achieved accuracy levels that surpassed the national exam in both Japan and Taiwan. Even if the excluded questions were counted as 0 point. Thank you.
So we have a couple minutes for questions. Any question in the office?
Hello. Hey, my friend. Okay. I saw you have a question on. We only focus in diagnosis, imaging. Okay, engineers, radiology. Why you don't have or something about a radiographer and check prognosis? I didn't see here. Some GPT-4. Yeah, I think that if we check we check the GPT for if don't have some question from the graduate and technologist. Maybe I will tell the AI as the everybody support for AICBT. Thank you. Thank you.
One of the reasons my exploring the images and other things. When I run to this study, ChatGPT's imaging ability is only for text. So a graph and an images is not suitable for GPTs when I started, and including mathematical symbols. But now they started the images now. But I tried several images, but not so high accuracy. And still developing. It is my one of the impression.
Thank you. I think you continue support because AI GPT in plan in the near future very developed. And who the last who support for you in your research in Taiwan? Some Western from in Taiwan who support for you?
In this case, just alone on internet. I tried to.
Well, you don't activate the chat.
I'm sorry.
We move to the second subject. The presenter is Tsai Zhi. He will present the topic enhanced CXR image classification accuracy through tailored deep learning approaches. Welcome, Tsai Zhi.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Yuzhi Tsai, and I am a student of Medical Image and Radiological Science Department at East University. Today, I am thrilled to present to you the latest finding from our study, Enhanced Chest X-ray Image Classification Accuracy through Tailored Deep Learning Approaches, which addresses a significant challenge in this field. I would like to introduce the co-authors of the study, who are Professor Shi, Professor Wang, Dr. Jane, and Professor Wong. Our report will consist of 4 sections: motivation and purpose, materials and method, result, and conclusion. Let's discuss motivation and purpose. We know that chest X-rays is crucial for the sleeping. Pneumonia chest X-rays often have similar image patterns, making it challenging to distinguish between virus pneumonia types. To address this challenge, we are using a novel tailored deep learning method to classify different types of pneumonia from normal chest X-ray classes. The following task describes a flow chart outlining the materials and methods used in a specific project. First, we load and pre-process image. Then we input our data into 5 classification models and TLM for training. Validation and testing. According to the chart, TDLM consisted of only 7 layers fewer than other parts of the chart. TDLM is specifically designed to identify suitable signs of virus types of pneumonia in chest X-ray image. Okay, back to our chart. Finally, we calculate their accuracy and compound value and compare them with each other to get a conclusion. For our investigation, we utilize an open public data from Kaggle, which compares COVID-19, SARS, MERS, common pneumonia, and normal success rates. The dataset contained a total of 2,435 images, which we divided into 70% for chance, 20% for validation, and 10% for testing purpose. To classify chance X-ray image, we designed a specifically part convolutional neural network architecture, also known as CNN, which we referred to as TDOM. Our CNN architecture and confusion matrix of built models will be presented. We can see on this page that CNN architecture has 7 layers. This page shows the result of the confusion matrix. It is evident in all the confusion matrix that their accuracy is lower than TDOM. Let's discuss the numbers because of the matter. When we compare TDOM to other models, the results are crystal clear. TDOM provides others reaching an accuracy rate of 98.9% and a comma value of 0.986. Precision 1. COVID-19, MERS, normal pneumonia, and SARS categories is reported as 0.970, 0.986, 0.993, 1, and 0.994 respectively. The TDOM has the potential to greatly improve the accuracy of diagnosing pneumonia from chest X-rays. This means that healthcare providers can have a powerful tool to quickly and accurately identify different types of pneumonia. This is particularly important for patient care, especially in a world where a timely diagnosis can make the difference between a full recovery and a more complicated health scenario. So now, the TDOM, a CNN architecture with concerned detailing that show robust and accurate performance in classifying chest X-ray image, setting a new standard in medical image AI. Compared to other models, our TDOM has fewer layers, enabling us to obtain the best result faster. By using a larger chest X-ray because we can enhance the proposed method's generalizability even further. And thanks for your attention, and I look forward to discuss technique from our mind. Thank you.
Thank you for a nice presentation. So is there any questions from the audience? No? Okay, then can I ask a question? I think the AI model is that the data set is very important to train the AI model. And then you use the open available data set. And I'm curious, have you ever tried to apply this model to real chest images, chest X-ray from the hospital?
Oh, the couple, the open data set is from couple that is all in hospital. There catch the image that all in the hospital. Yes, but it's even then their image and their purpose, their method, that's all on the cover. So we just take the image and do my study.
Okay, so that's the next step. I suggest you can just try that model, the trained model on the image from maybe Ida hospital. Yeah, you can try and see the test the see the performance.
If I have the opportunity, I have to do more research on that. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Okay, thank you.
So yeah. Actually, you were talking enhanced CXR. Enhancing CXR diagnosis precision. Benefits less using deep learning method, transfer learning for classification. Please.
Thanks for the charm's introduction. Good day, everyone. My name is Lin Cho, a sophomore at Xishu University, specifically from the Department of Medical Image and Radiological Sciences. I'm pleased to stand for you all to introduce our research work, which we will titled Enhancing Chest X-ray, that is diagnostic precision, a comparative analysis of fusion deep learning methods and transfer learning for pneumonia classification. The co-authors are Professor Xu, Dr. Chen, Professor Huang, Professor Ding, and Professor Wang. As we dive deeper into the presentation, I'd like to give you an overview of what we'll cover today. From beginning to end, in sequence are motivation, purpose, materials and methods, results, conclusions, and future works. Moving on to the motivation behind our work. Chest X-rays are an essential tool for pulmonary lesions due to their convenient speed, low price, and low radiation dose. However, lesions of early pneumonia may not be very obvious, and subtle difference make them difficult to discern. Consequently, this leads to consequences such as misdiagnosis, delayed diagnosis, and delayed treatment, which harm the rights and interests of patients. Therefore, the purpose of this study is to utilize fusion deep learning methods for classifying different types of pneumonia, reducing the probability of misdiagnosis, saving diagnosis time and cost, and thereby enhancing healthcare quality. Meanwhile, we will also compare and evaluate the efficacy of this model with pre-trained models. Our work is founded on an open public dataset from Chicago. The images used for this research were categorized into 5 different groups, with its total with 2,435 images. The 5 groups are pneumonia, COVID-19, SARS, MERS, and bacterial pneumonia. As for our main methods, the pre-trained CNN models represent state-of-the-art techniques in the image classification. We extracted features from the aforementioned models and created multiple vision deep learning models using and combining their respective characteristics. The next step was setting the relevant parameters of this model. Lastly, to measure the effectiveness of our AI models first, we employed a classification performance index using accuracy and capability. Let's work through the flow chart that outlines each step. First, we begin with loading images. Then we make certain adjustments to our images, such as resizing and colorization. Next, the images were randomly split into 20% and 20% and 10% for the training, testing, and validation data sets, respectively. After that, we first individually utilize the 5 pre-trained models mentioned early to classify the image data. Separately, extracted features from each pre-trained model and combine them to create an FGLM. We then added 3 different classifiers to compare performance differences collectively. Lastly, we collected and used analysis of results the deriver from the previous steps. Let's now turn our attention to the results of our study. This is the computer matrix produced using MATLAB to classify each model on the image dataset. Let's take a closer to look at our results. As you can see, the feature-driven learning methods outperform pre-trained learning. Moreover, SVM is outperformed than other classifiers. Finally, the fusion deep learning models produce strong results with perfect accuracy and a high capability. In conclusion, this study has provided compelling evidence of a high level of accuracy in classifying pneumonia images. On top of that, this model can actively enhancing healthcare quality and reduce the burden on both medical professionals and patients. As we look for future, there are several exciting avenues to explore, building upon the research of our certain study, including refining our model and expanding the scope and establish a real-time fixed-place system and applying it to other areas of medical image. So the above is my presentation. Thank you.
Any question from the audience? Is it similar to the previous one? Very interesting. Anyone? If not, let me ask one question.
Okay.
What's your concern about?
You asked me how to pre-train a model.
No, you compare your method, right?
Yes.
So-called FPLM with a sensor learning.
Yes.
A sensor learning is from a pre-trained model, right?
Yes.
And your FPLM also incorporates pre-trained model.
Yeah.
So it's basically a two-step, right? You mentioned.
It's just that, right? We have to get the pre-trained models have characteristics for each model, and we combine them to.
So it's not a surprise that your method is better than the pre-trained models.
Yes.
And you compare your method to the state-of-art, not only the CNN model, other type like the GN or more up-to-date model.
Here's like
And you compare your method model to the state-of-art model.
I should say that is a good question for us because we have to do more research for it, and it is a chance for us to research it, to do a research on it. Yeah, in the future.
Okay, how do we overcome overfitting problem?
Overcome to
Overfitting.
overfitting this model.
Yeah, your model. With those open source data set.
This open data set is we have to sure that these images are correct. So our models can give us a correct result, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have to ensure that our model and our image is no mistakes. Yeah. On it.
Yeah, that's in your training and verification stage.
Yeah.
How do we verify your
we will to split it 70%, 20%, 10%, right? It's rambling. So
you mean the endpoint consolidation?
yes, because this image data set will split into different parts, but it will change every time and randomly to training and testing and validation, and every time it's not the same.
Yeah, but in your test,
Yeah.
that data has been seen by your model. That's why your final result is so good, 0.99. Because the test data has already been seen by the model. If you test with your own hospital's data, that's never
it
seen.
will differ.
So those data were trained, right?
Yeah.
With your endpoint consolidation. It was open source data for Echo, right?
Right. So
what about your own hospital's data set?
You mean we can use hospitals image to our model?
To test your model. Then I think will not be so good as 0.99.
That's right, but
we should do that in the future, okay?
Okay, for sure.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, let's move to the next topic, presented by Mr. Jia Hong from Jiayi Christian Hospital. The topic is identifying prostate tumor with MRI using dynamic contrast enhanced imaging, diffusion rate imaging, and apparent diffusion coefficient value. Let's welcome Mr. Jia Hong.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jiao from Jiayi Christian Hospital. This is my topic. Identify prostate tumor with MRI using dynamic contrast enhancement image, diffusion rate image, and phase diffusion coefficient. This is my outline. Also, prostate basic agent test and translator ultrasound guide prostate biopsy and MRI are more than diagnosis prostate tumors. This article uses dynamic contrast image, diffusion with image, and present diffusion relation to identify prostate tumors. Between May to October 2023, 35 patients with suspected prostate cancer to and complete prostate biopsy under with MRI. All instantations was performed using a 1.5 Twsrt MRI scanner and use a 30 channels layer anterior right point. And patient use auto injector to get a contrast agent. Place the patient into the spine position with the midpoint forward magnet. Place the air anterior array oil over the abdomen. Parameter including coronal T2 and central T2, axial T2 and T1, and axial focus EWI, and axial gradient lava dynamic function enhancement. We make 15 phases in total, and this cycle per one phase. Ingestion rate is 2 mol per second. Imagine the diagnosis and tumor localization were performed by 2 radiologists. All tumor localization were compared with experimental ultrasound guide prostate biopsy. And radiographer measured ADC value and drawn dynamic curve and performed various analysis to dynamic curve data. And GE advantage workstation is using for manage poster position and including our isolation, ADC image, and reconstruction and measurement of ADC value. Total 60 tumor localization was identified, including 33 renal nodules, 11 nodular hyperplasia, 5 benign prostate lesions, and 1 localized atypical breast. Classification of adenocarcinoma using the Gleason score and calculate for mean ADC value for each different tumor localization types. This Gleason score to mention for against adenocarcinoma. Gleason score range 6 to 10. This begins the lowest grade cancer. In my articles, we have 7 or Gleason score 8. Average ADC value is 749.1. 7 that's 3 727.14. And like it. Okay, another type of nodular hyperplasia 11, number is 11. Average ADC value is 990.6. And benign lesion is 5, 8, 889.7. In this study, high-risk prostate tumor types have lower ADC value than low-risk prostate tumor type. Okay, it's the 93 years old man. First biopsy diagnosis left side adenocarcinoma. Reason for his egg. And then we can show the ADC value is 500.1. And behind the picture, with this dynamic image and dynamic phase curve. This is another one, 70 years old, and chart biopsy diagnosed right side is nodular hyperplasia, and the left side is adenocarcinoma. We can see the right side ADC value is 1,003.37. The left side is 477.3. is another one, 70 years old man, and left side is benign lesion. We can see the EC value is 896.3. Circle our eye at the same location for each diameter contrast enhancement phase and calculate the image for all patients' data. And the ROI location is the same as PWI and ADC location. And the dynamic enhancement phase circle. And then in phase curve of carcinoma, hyperplasia, and benign prostate lesions were drawn respectively. Comparing the dynamical enhancement phase and curve, we can all regions begin enhancement at phase 4, and adrenal carcinoma and nodular hyperplasia rest in the peak at phase 6, and benign lesion peak at phase 8. ANOVA is used to calculate the difference among the adrenal carcinoma, nodular hyperplasia, and the benign lesion. And there's basically the big difference in dynamic contrast enhancement phase between the adrenal carcinoma and nodular hyperplasia and the benign prostate lesion. Value is 0.048. It's equal to difference between prostate tumor or enlargement based on high PSA alone. Translator ultrasound guide biopsy is the prostate more accurate, but its device is maintained pre certain risk. MRI is not provide maintain. PWI ADC value and dynamical curve helps to differentiate prostate tumor type. The intention in our article, the prostate is divided into 3 zones based on its history, but in our article only right and left side. The mention in some previous articles, LADC value is in 3 zones will be a silent difference. Patients who only complete MRI without trust bias results were excluded from our article, but they will be with some case from normal or benign lesions. It will result in a lack of more objective presentation of the result. Thank you.
Thank you for a nice presentation. Is there any questions from the audience? Okay. So then I will ask you a question regarding the DCMI. First, you have 15 phases or 16 phases DCMI. So do you have qualification measurement using the DCMI? Because the ADC has been well established from the diffusion weight images, and the most challenge is the DCMI for qualification. So in your study, do you use the qualification method using the DCMI? It's okay. Maybe that's you can consider to do that in the future. Because I'm curious. What's the temporal resolution? You see on my maybe 30 seconds or 20 seconds. Want to better? You forgot. It's okay. Maybe you can check it out in the future. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
The last speaker, title is learning the best approach, transfer learning versus integrated learning in breast ultrasound image. Please.
Hello everyone, my name is Yaqing Xu from the Department of Medical Image and Radiological Science at Twsrt University, junior years. I'm honored to be here today. Today, I present our study, unveiling the best approach, transfer learning versus integrated learning in breast ultrasound image recognition. The co-authors are Professor Xu, Professor Huang, and Professor Wang. The outline of my presentation includes introduction, materials and methods, results, conclusion, and discussion. Breast tumor is a critical issue for women, and breast ultrasound image is pivotal for early breast cancer detection. However, distinguish benign lesion from malignant lesion is a change from clinician. As we know, the manifestation of benign ultrasound image is visually similar to malignant ultrasound image. It is difficult for clinicians to diagnose. This study used advanced image recognition techniques to refine the classification of normal, benign, and malignant breast tumors. This is the flowchart of our study. The ultrasound image will collect from open data table, and there are 420 normal, 447 benign, and 420 malignant breast ultrasound image. All of the image will resize to 300 by 300 and transform into 3 channels. The data set will split into 70% training and 30% testing method. The transfer learning and integrated learning will build the breast ultrasound image in recognition. And the 5 protect models were used for learning includes XNet, VGG19, ResNet 50, DarkNet 19, and DarkNet 53. Meanwhile, the feature extracted by these 5 protect models will collect and classify into 3 groups by support vector machine, nearest neighbor, and largest regression. Some of performance indexes were used to select the best model and get the final result. The future will extract from the specific layer of CNN model and improve into machine learning classifier, include support vector machine, nearest neighbor, and largest regression. The validation of the study were accuracy, specificity, sensitivity, positive predictive value, negative predictive value, and kappa value. This is the result of transfer learning. The table shows the result of protect model, include XNet, DarkNet 19, VGG19, DarkNet 50, and ResNet 50. The accuracy of transfer learning range approximately from 0.74 to 0.87. The best performer of this method is estimate with accuracy 0.87 and kappa value 0.1. And this is the result of integrated learning. The table shows the integrated learning with best classified. And the accuracy of integrated learning method range approximately from 0.93 to 0.97. It reveals that the best classified with pretend models are achieved with the support vector machine, and XNet being the best performer among them. Oh, sorry. The this is the integrated learning approach outperforms transfer learning method. As a result, the combination of XNet CNN with support vector machine proves a valuable branch ultrasound image classification method. With the global accuracy and kappa statistics stood at 0.97 and 0.95 respectively. The integrated model represents higher performance than pretend model, and the XNet CNN with support vector machine is a feasible method for breast ultrasound image classification. The limitation of this study are small sample size and single lesion image. In the future, the build model should apply to clinic to assess the flexibility and efficacy deploying integrated learning. Thank you for your attention.
Of these overall questions. Again, any questions from the audience? Okay. You perform an integrated approach, right? With a pre-trained model and incorporate your proposal on the ALEXNet CNN with the pre-trained model. Again, please specify what's your pre-trained model. Transfer learning, right?
Yes.
What is model used in transfer learning?
We use the XNet.
That's your integrated model, right? Final model.
Then I use the same protein models, and the integration has the classified to make the future interest.
Oh, that's SVN is for classification. Right? SVN is classified, but I'm talking about the model. You compare the transfer learning model with your ALEX CNN model.
Yes.
And what was the model used in your transfer learning?
I use the 5% CNN model.
You just compare 5 CNN model or integrate one model with a pre-trained model? Integrate one.
Integrate to use the price frequency of the model and pre-classify a total 50 kind of result.
Yeah, you compare two different combination, right? That's one is the model, one is classified. And you choose the best ALEXNet CNN model and the best classified, which is the SVN, right?
Yes.
Again, you perform the training and the test based on the open source data.
Yes.
Not your own clinical data.
No.
Okay. And Did you perform a validation? I saw you split your data to 70% for training and 30% test. So no validation, no N4 cross validation to fine-tune your hyperparameters. Okay, it's fine. Any last question? We still have any? If not, let's thank the speaker again. Let's take a photo together for the speakers.
Let's take a picture, please. All the speakers, let's welcome to the stage and take a picture.
有他们那个他们会另外给他。哦，对对对。
是要先打。对对对，会有满分。对对对对。那个我还有酸，因为还没有做。那是。还没有做。他懂的，他懂。我的猜。So let's yeah.
I'm Putu. I'm Putu.
Next.
You don't need me. Yeah, please. Oh, bye, bro. See you. You don't need me.
Yes, yes.
Now?
Wait a minute.
Okay. They don't need me.
Here, please.
No?
Yes.
Thank you. Yes, of course. I record all the conversation. Oh, yeah, I will show you. Of course. No. I will tell you. I will tell you the recording. No. I will record.
所以我就讲个
对，它是线上的影片，就是他本人没有到现场。刚才跟我们说，还是我不确定。刚才跟我们打招呼。我拿。
Yes, 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 yes. 可以吗？确定吗？谢谢。所以可以开始了。Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this meeting. So this is today's our last section this afternoon. So congratulations. Okay. At first, let me make a brief introduction to my chairman. Okay. The chairman Wu Yi come from Chang'an Hospital, head Proton Center. And my name is Li Zhenhui. I come from Signal Hospital. I think today we'll be honored to have this opportunity here to be the chairman here. So at first, I would like to announce something to all speakers. All speakers have 8 minutes for your presentation and 2 minutes for question. So okay. Okay, let me start.
So we continue our first topic. Performance evaluation clinical experience with the variant RGSC model for threshold levels of 10 inspiration threshold radiotherapy breast cancer patients. So we welcome the first speaker, Tsai Pei.
Good afternoon. I'm Peggy Tsai. I'm come from Twsrt Conference Hospital. Today, I'm going to share my topic: performance evaluation clinical experience with the variant RGSC model for threshold levels of 10 inspiration threshold radiotherapy breast cancer patients at the Martin the Fourth Hospital. The topic consists of 4 sections. The experience of implementing DRDH at the Martin Hospital has been more than 5 years. The aim of this article is to report on the clinical implementation of the RGSC system. The height of the PHLs for the RGSC system is compared with the lungs disparity capacity. The picture shows RGSC daily quality assurance in action. None of the 3 axis tolerance 5 mm or less. Of material and methods. Collective of 10 patients, 10 DRDH radiotherapy breast cancer patients who perform computed tomography from December 2021 to August 2023. The table on the left is the collective CT stimulation data of these 10 patients. The CT scanner records external abdominal motions during a CT scan and corrected them with the image data. Record variant RGSC module for VHLs to compare treatment training systems, contouring of lungs volume. The picture above shows the patient's scanning CT imagery imported into the treatment planning system. OER lung information displayed by contouring in the TPS system. The picture below shows the patient's respiratory status recorded by the RGSC module during a CT scan. The last step is to compare the lung volume and the VHLs captured from the two pictures. VHLs are recorded within a certain respiratory height range because the two doctors in the department choose different respiratory range. One was 4 millimeters and the other one was 5 millimeters. Ultimately, the middle value of the respiratory high range will be used as the VHL value in this study. Result: there is no positive correlation between VHL and the lung volume. The table on the upper right shows a range of VHLs, one small to large. We found that the lung volume in red is less than 3,000 cc. It is even less than the 0.6 centimeter lung volume of VHLs, 3,570 cc. There is no result to with the same VHL within 1.5 millimeter. The lung volume difference between 4 different patients is 872. From daily work experience, two reasons were found to account for this study discourse. One is the drug placement position. The position of the same patient directly affects the height of VHL. Another reason is the patient's breathing pattern. There are chest breathing and the diaphragmatic breathing. The patient is accustomed to breathing indirectly affects VHL's height. From this study, it can be seen that the individual difference of each pattern cannot be used as reference standard using VHLs. The RGSC is the surrogate system to record breath curve and to synchronize the breath information with the CT response
with contractions RGSC. Moving towards the goal of refined radio stir. The keyword. It is my honor to have this research pursuit. Thank you for your listening.
Thank you for your presentation. Any question from the audience? I have two questions for you. In your hospital, is the DIBH techniques for right breast cancer or left breast cancer or both? Both already. So it's not only for left breast cancer patient. The other question is your PowerPoint. Okay. Next page. Why do you use two methods?
As a smaller high brand achieve the belly and the larger lung capacity. Diaphragmatic breathing has a larger high strength in the belly but smaller lung capacity.
So you mean the same BHLS value, but it has different lung volume.
Because the different patients, they are different breathing patterns. So the result.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
In the second topic, we work on the Malaysia speaker Muhammad. The topic is assessment of occupational radiation exposure among radiotherapy trainees during clinical practice, a 5-year retrospective study.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Muhammad Safwan. I'm a senior lecturer and researcher from the National University of Malaysia. So today I would like to share our experience on our research topic regarding the assessment of occupational radiation exposure among radiotherapy trainees during clinical practice, 5 years retrospective study. So this study is actually conducted in collaboration with Malaysian Nuclear Agency. So this is the outline for my presentation today. So basically, the radiotherapy trainee undergo a clinical practice where during the clinical training they do all the clinical works related to radiotherapy. But somehow this radiotherapy training may be exposed to ionizing radiation, which actually raising a concern about the possible adverse side effect for the health. So the evaluation of the accumulated equivalent dose is very crucial step in order to assess the compliance with safety measures and regulated by the standard body. So in terms of the dosimetric quantities that we measured, we actually measured the equivalent dose, personally equivalent dose, or commonly called as the HD10. So this the total exposure coming from this HD10 with the sum of the internal exposure coming from the effective dose coming from the internal exposure. And we do have the regulations set by the regulatory body in terms of the dose limit. Firstly, for the public, we have 157 for the occupational radiation exposure, for example, for radiographer radiation therapist, which is 20 millisievert per year. And we do have one which is the apprentice or for the training or for the students, which is 6 millisievert for 1 calendar year. So what's the problem is because these training tools is rarely being discussed as compared to other professional members like radiology, radiographer. So there is no baseline for the radiation exposure received by the trainee or we call as a students during the clinical practice throughout their undergraduate study. So basically, the research objective, we want to evaluate the occupational radiation tools received by the undergraduate training during the clinical practice in the radiotherapy department. And secondly, we want to establish a baseline for the cumulative equivalent dose received by the trainee during the clinical practice. Basically, this is study population. We include all our undergraduate training, which is coming from 5 cohorts, starting from 2017 until 2022, comprised around 143 students, where they actually completed 6 cycles of clinical practice in radiotherapy. In total, it's 800 hours of clinical practice. And then we are actually monitoring the dose exposure using inlet dosimeter or SLT supplied by the Malaysian Nuclear Agency. And then in terms of the clinical practice, students throughout 4 years study, they will be attached 6 times for the 6 clinical rotation. In total, it's actually 100 days or equivalent to 800 hours clinical attachment in radiotherapy center. So this research has been approved by the UKM Ethical Committee. So in terms of the data extraction, we actually extract all the data from the electronic secondary standard dosimetry laboratory, or we call it as ESSTL. And then we tabulate the effective dose, which is the HP10, for the 6 clinical rotations to look for in terms of 2 dosimetric quantities, which is the first one is the cumulative effective dose, and secondly, sorry, cumulative equivalent dose, and secondly is the annual dose. So the data being analyzed through descriptive and also statistically. So in terms of result and discussion, so as you can see here, we tabulate the cumulative, the dose distribution for cumulative equivalent dose or HP10 for 143 undergraduate students. So you can see that the cumulative HP10 is actually 0.53 millisievert, and the annual mean dose for individual trainee is actually 0.18. And we do have one highest dose recorded by one single trainee, which is around 3.92 millisievert. This is because this particular trainee actually accidentally left the SLD, the dosimeter, inside the PT simulator room. But somehow we don't have a formal report at a particular time. This case actually happened in 2018. But when we do trace right now, we actually find there's a higher dose measurement of that particular individual. And then in terms of the displaying the frequency for the cumulative dose, so you can see that most of the students or most of the trainees falls within 0.6, 1 millisievert and 0.8 millisievert. And then majority of the trainees, which is more than 90%, receive the dose, total dose of less than 1 millisievert throughout 800 hours of clinical attachment. And then in terms, when we do comparison between these 5 different cohorts, because we do have 5 different group of students, so we can see that there's some discrepancy in terms of the mean cumulative, especially for the last 2 years. And for the cohort number 17, which is represented by the green color box plot, you can see that the lowest point between these 5 different cohorts, the issue is coming because this particular group of trainees did not manage to complete all the clinical attachment, because at that particular time, at the end of their study, COVID-19 hit our world. Eventually, they are unable to go for clinical practice. So at that particular time, what we do in our university, we change the clinical attachment with the clinical competency assignment and also some presentation. to cover or to substitute the clinical training hours. At this particular cohort, it's actually 400 hours less in terms of the clinical session. And then we come out with a baseline limit where we want to trigger if let's say that the student exceeds a certain limit. So in this case, we do two limits. The first one we call as alarm limit, and second one is the auto verification limit. So this one is if the student's dose exposure exceed this particular limit, even though it's not more than the limit set by the regulatory body, which is 6 millisievert, but we just want to warn the student that something might happen to you during the assessment. So you need to look at that, what happened to your dosimeter of your or maybe your compliance with standard practice. So we come with 4 recommendations. So first what we're doing right now, because previously we are actually keeping the record manually in the file. Now we are actually producing the electronic personal dose report system. Secondly, we do a reporting system through the different clinical practice. Thirdly, is the clinical baseline exposure, as I mentioned to you before. And lastly, we want to enhance the radiation protection cost for our undergraduate training. So as a conclusion, there's no anyone dose record exceeding the tolerance limit set by the regulatory body. So the safety procedure for personnel monitoring based on the standard regulation shall be effectively implemented in the university. So this is my references. So I will thank you TWSRT for this opportunity.
So about the second topic, is any question? I want to make sure how long about the training duration in hospital.
For one individual, they will go for 6 cycles of clinical training. In total, they will be 800 hours clinical training, equivalent to 100 days. For one single day, they will spend around 8 hours practice.
Sorry, I also have one prediction. Okay, based on your conclusion, I think the average annual effective dose recorded dose not exceed the limitation. I think it's good. So, but however, we must follow the concept of alana. So let me have you take any step to further reduce radiation dose.
Yeah, that's why we start to introduce the baseline limit, where even though the dose is not exceeding the tolerance set by the regulatory body, but we just want to give some warning to the student or to the undergraduate training, so that they will always keep the ALARA principle.
Okay.
So that's the idea of having the baseline.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any other question? Okay, thank you. Okay, now let's welcome our third speaker, Hiro Muto. Okay, come up to him. Okay, and the topic is impact of the clinical practice in Japan on students' service development. What is the image of radiology technician held by students? Please.
Thank you. 你好. Good afternoon. And thank you for the great opportunity to present our recent work in this conference. And there are 2 reasons why I choose this research topic. One reason is it is said that the number of young people retiring early is increasing in Japan. And I wanted to find a way to solve this problem. The other reason was that I wanted to find out, what radiological technologists can do to improve their career design abilities and be more active. Therefore, we focused on students' awareness before and after clinical practice. And purpose. Purpose. The aim of this study was to determine what the radiological technology is held by Japanese students and how clinical practice influences students' career design. Methods. A questionnaire survey was conducted among fourth-year students of the development of radiological technology. The survey was conducted before and after clinical practice. The question items. The survey consisted of 5 items. The first item asked whether the participants had a positive attitude toward their study. The second, do you have a vision of the ideal radiological technologies you would like to be in the future? And third, the student's ideal image of radiological technologists. What did the participants think about their ideal radiological technologies? And finally, how can we get closer to the ideal RTs? Results. The correction rate of the questionnaire was 89.4%. Let us now analyze the result of questionnaires both before and after clinical practice. And the first question was, is their attitude to study positive? And it was before the clinical practice, 28.4% students had the strongest positive attitude out of 6 levels. But after completing the clinical practice, the percentage more than doubled. Next, the survey inquired with students whether they had vision of their ideal radiological technologies in the future. Prior to the clinical practice, only 22.4% of students had a clear image of their ideal RT. However, after completing the clinical practice, this figure more than doubled to 49.1%. When the number of students who answered little present or clearly present was added, the total number of students exceeded 96% of the total. The slide showed the ideal images of RTs listed in order of the top responses by students who have completed their clinical practice. The highest was an radiological technologist who can treat patients with consideration and kindness. And the second highest was an RT with good communication skills in the workplace. These values increased after clinical practice. On the other hand, the response rate for RTs who have a good work-life balance was nearly 40%, but that rate dropped after clinical practice. The next question was, when do you find yourself thinking about the ideal RT? The top 5 situations out of a total of 15 are shown on the slide. There were significant changes before and after clinical practice. After clinical practice, more students said they thought about their ideal RT's image based on their experience in clinical practice and conversations with RTs at their clinical practice sites. In other words, the clinical practice was not only a place to learn specialized skills, but also an opportunity for students to think about their own careers. The students' free opinions provided a number of views and varied in their approach to their development as RTs. The results could be classified into 5 categories. And first, link the theoretical knowledge to practice by increasing practical training. And second, improve their communication skills by interacting with senior colleagues and sharing their experiences. Third, to convey the importance of having a clear image of the ideology and working toward it. And fourth, improve teaching and educational methods from teachers. And finally, increase opportunities to attend conference and study groups. And it is important to consider all these views together and plan specific actions for one's own development. Discussion and conclusion. It is clear that critical practice contributes to the formation of students' image of the ideal RT. In particular, conversation with RTs have influenced their students' own career design. In university education, there are many opportunities to teach communication skills and the importance of continuing to learn. However, an important learning opportunity for students was their experiences in their clinical practice settings. And for students' career support, although individual career counseling and workshops, students are supported in further fleshing out their vision and development skills to achieve their goals. We started now. Thank you for your attention.
Okay, so is there any question from audience? No? I think clinical practice is very important process for the ROTC students. I think this is right. In Taiwan, so we also have many students. They do have opportunity to go to Japan. Yeah, and for clinical practice and also to learn give positive feedback. I think it's very good. Yeah, I'm very secure about this.
Yeah, I want to the result of discovery will be used to develop further research to positive attitude and idealized image of logical technologies, and I definitely consider going joint research with other universities or hospitals or other countries and international comparative research. Please.
Okay, very excited. But I also have one question. So according to your conclusion, so you say a longer period of practice is necessary. Well, I said according to your conclusion. Okay, so you said a longer period of practice is necessary. So how long?
About more than
what's your opinion?
Yes, about one month more than
1 month more.
Yeah, time is about 3 months or 4 months clinical training. But Japan.
So you think it's
only 2 months.
Only 2 months?
Yeah. And
okay.
Yes, and more than 1 or 2 months. 3 months or 4 months I think we need.
Okay, in Taiwan we will take about 6 to 7 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, now let's welcome the next speaker. Susanta Aibuto. Okay, and his topic is early radiation dose warning system, improve patient safety and optimization in several PSA procedure. I think it's very interesting topic. Please. Ni hao. Thank you, President Kuo Wei Wang, Chairman of Symposium, Ms. Hui Yuan Hu, Madam Nico Huang, and all committee of Taiwan Society of Radiological Technologies, TWRT, for giving us the opportunity to presenting our paper. Our paper is titled Early Radiation Dose Warning System Improve Patient Safety and Radiation Dose Optimization in Cerebral Digital Subtraction and Geography Procedure at Profesor Murah Public Hospital Bali in Indonesia. So my co-writer is Mr. Dewa Putu Wiramawa from Profesor Murah, Ms. Putu Irmaulandari from Atro Bali, and Dr. Sugianto from Poltekkes Semarang, Jawa Bali. So thank you once again for Taiwan for giving us the opportunities to present our paper, and thank you once again. Yeah, this is I think the 2 years old last year. I was also giving the paper presentation, but online. So this is our organization, PARI, Perhimpunan Radiologi Indonesia. And disclaimer, this is a preliminary study, not funded by any vendors, no conflict of interest, and focused in categorization laboratory of fluoroscopy. And this is sharing and discussion. I introduced Indonesia well known for the archipelago country, biodiversity, culture, and a lot of volcanoes, and also my hometown Bali. And this time Indonesia is facing a number of health challenges, and the Indonesian Ministry of Health conducted a plan to develop more hospitals for heart disease and stroke and cancer and urology, the 4 diseases that cause the highest mortality rate in Indonesia. This mission requires interventional radiology modalities involving the use of ionizing radiation. Radiation dose warning system is crucial for improving patient safety and optimization to detect and alert potential radiation dose in real time, allowing for timely adjustment to be made to optimize radiation exposure used to patients. So this is the scheme of interventional radiology. We know the interventional radiology is contained to things, diagnostic and therapy, and the therapy will do also the plasty, the embolization, the ablation, the lysis, and the chemotherapy. And this is our interventional room in Profesor Murah Hospital. So we have 3 rooms from the heart, yes, the all, and we open 24 hours, 7 days a week. So we never stop. Always running in 3 rooms, and we have 6 radiographers and 19 nurses. So we have 1 team, 4%. And we know that interventional radiology, the attention and warning is 2 things: the radiation dose and the contrast media use. So this is the before. The before is like this, all written. So in 2 years ago, we started using the Google Sheet. So we make it online with all 6 radiographers. We put all the report of the patient online. So the before the system is written. So we change it to Google Sheet, and we put all the data of the patient, the fluoro time use, the dose area product, the IPMA, and the contrast media also. And this is the checklist. Every day, every morning, we do the checklist like this: the room temperature, the condition of the machine, and all every day before the examination. And this is the temperature. And with this Google Sheet, we put the code to when we put the examination, so it's shown that DSR, for example, for the digital subsection and geography, when we put those examination, it will show that the maximum dose for this patient. So with that that maximum dose or the DRR, the reference dose, we do the examination, and when the doctor barely reach that dose, so we warn the doctor. Before we never warn, just run like that. And with this system, it will tell how much dose that can be used, the reference dose. So when it nearly reach the dose, we warn the doctor, you going to exceed the dose. Do you want to still continue, or you have maybe other optional? So with this system, we hope that doctor, when the examination was done, this doctor still need more diagnostic or more therapy that usually that's the personal needs like that. So we call it the system is EDWIN flow, early detection and warning in interventional. So we prepare the patient, we put the data, we auto calculate, and when time out, the preparation before the examination, we tell the doctor that for this patient, the floor time is that minutes, the ICMA, that milligray, the DRL is that number. So when the start procedure, we do and we check, we evaluate, and when the doctor nearly reach that dose, so we keep warning the doctor. So with this system, this is our DRL for head digital subtraction and geography. And with this system, during the 2023, 66 cerebral digital subtraction geography with 32 males, 33 males. We have the 23% lower than the DRL, and 36% lower the reference, and Arkema is 9.4% lower than necessary. So every time doctors finish the examination, we told doctor, you 20% lower, like that. So it's yeah. So this system provide early detection, warning, evaluation to regulatory to alert the intervention. Thank you. This is my team, our team, and that's my session. Thank you.
Listen to your presentation. So any action? Okay, one of you want to ask something? Oh.
Yeah, I just
ask a question. I know you will ask. Yeah, you face comes with a lot of questions. Please, Mr. Saman,
thank you for your
from
presentation.
Malaysia.
I just wonder that is it the dose is a real time monitoring?
Yes, real time monitoring from the machine.
Okay.
So yeah, the machine is real time calculating, and when it reach the maximum the data, we warn the doctor, the dose is nearly reached, like that. So doctor consider, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sam. Okay, but I had some questions. Thank you. Okay, so the first question is according to your presentation. So you say you will record patient dose into a Google Sheet. Yeah. So then this rate immediately. Immediately. Yeah. So yeah. So this procedure is automatical, or you have to do by yourself? Yeah, we type it manually. According to the patient list of the day. So we type manually. Okay.
Also, okay, so this is my question. And another question is, since you have to recall the dose in the Google Share, so when the assistant maybe show some worrying about it, so what measurements do you generally take to reduce the patient's radiation dose?
Okay, so when the examination finish, we always calculate the dose that doctor produced. So with the doctor produced, we compare with our DRL and we get the value if it higher or lower than the reference. So every higher, we told the doctor, we report the doctor, you use higher than the reference. So the next time, doctor will consider if this type of examination, doctor will consider how to minimize those. So we giving the attention more to the doctor of the dose.
So what I can do? Okay, now those dose is too high, so we have stopped this.
No. We cannot stop the examination or the treatment because of that. So doctor will consider.
Okay.
Yeah, because we have many patients with 24 hours. So if one dose using only patient, so the next patient we will more and more dose.
Okay.
Yeah, we cannot use our daily dose to one patient only.
Okay.
That's also the consideration.
Okay, so I think it's very important for you doctor to start.
Yeah,
okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for the question. So our last speaker will display. Will show his presentation by video. Is right?
Yes.
Okay, please.
Hello everyone. We're excited to be here today to talk about our research on how to use low-dose contrast media in head and neck CT angiography. I'm Sigit Mulike from JIH Purwokerto Hospital. CT angiography head and neck are really important for looking at blood vessels in the head and neck, but using too much contrast media can be risky. So we teamed up in JIH Purwokerto Hospital to find ways to use low-dose contrast media in head and neck CT angiography while still getting good results. Today we'll talk about what we found. Our goal was not just to make the scans faster, but also safer for patients. Our study was all about finding the right balance between making sure the scans work well and using as little contrast media volume as possible. We did a lot of careful planning and testing with help from other hospitals and experts. This research is important because it's not just about our hospital or our patients. It's about making things better for everyone who needs these scans around the world. So, as we go through our presentation, we want to share what we learned, what it means, and how it could help make medical imaging safer and better for patients everywhere. Let's get started. For the table of contents, there are some contents that will be discussed. The first, introduction. Second, problem statement and research objectives. Third, key point of low-dose contrast media technique on head and neck CTA examination. Fourth, contrast media volume calculation. Fifth, test bolus. Sixth, head and neck CT angiography examination protocol. Seventh, conclusion. And the last, references. Let's start by understanding the current landscape. In general, the volume of contrast media used for CTA head and neck falls within a range of 50 to 120 milliliters. Alternatively, it may be calculated based on a standard ratio of 1 milliliter per kilogram of the patient's body weight. However, while these methods have been widely practiced, they come with inherent challenges. One significant issue is that patients often receive a higher volume of contrast media than actually necessary for an effective CTA head and neck examination. Now let's talk about what happens when too much contrast media is used. Using more contrast media than needed can lead to a serious condition called contrast-induced nephropathy, CEN. This happens when the kidneys get hurt after being exposed to the dye. Because using too much contrast media can be risky, it's really important to make sure we're using the right amount during CTA head and neck exams. This helps keep the quality of the images good while also keeping patients safe. Throughout this presentation, we'll look at the problems with using too much contrast media, talk about ways to use the right amount, and explain why it's better for both patients and doctors. Now let's dig deeper into problem statement and research objectives. Now let's shift our focus to a crucial problem statement. What technique can be employed for CT angiography of the head and neck using low-dose contrast to achieve optimal CT number, Hounsfield units or HU, values in the arterial blood vessels from the aortic arch to the circle of Willis? Our research objectives are clear. We aim to describe a technique for performing CT angiography of the head and neck with low-dose contrast, aiming to display optimal Hounsfield units or HU values in the arterial blood vessels from the aortic arch to the circle of Willis. Next, we're going to talk about key point of the low-dose contrast media technique on head and neck CTA examination. First, test bolus method with 3 milliliters or 5 milliliters contrast media and 25 milliliters saline flusing. After that, we need to placement of the ROI test bolus under the basilar artery, middle or cerebral artery, or anterior cerebral artery, or internal carotid artery, or posterior cerebral artery. Delay. Diagnostic of the examination is time to peak from basilar artery or middle cerebral artery or anterior cerebral artery or internal carotid artery or posterior cerebral artery. Scan direction, caudocranially from aorta arch to vertex. Total scan duration, scan time, plus diagnostic delay is less than 5 seconds. Calculation of contrast volume based on modified BSA and Yumi-Yanaga formula. Injector configuration is monophasic injection method with flow rate 3.5 milliliters per second until 5 milliliters per second. When calculating the appropriate dose of contrast media, we rely on the Yumi-Yanaga equation. While traditionally based on a patient's height, we have refined it to incorporate the length of the scanned area. This modification allows for a more precise estimation of contrast dye dosage, thereby improving the accuracy of our diagnoses. An illustration of this refined calculation using the Yumi-Yanaga formula is provided below. This is a table of contrast media volume calculation results for 3 patients who were used as research objects. Patient weighing 59 kilograms used 23 milliliters of contrast media. Patient weighing 40 kilograms used 19 milliliters of contrast media. Patient weighing 72 kilograms used 25 milliliters of contrast media. Next, here is a picture of placement of the ROI and injector configuration of test bolus. Placement of the ROI is in circle of Willis area. Injector configuration is monophasic injection method with flow rate 4 milliliters per second with 5 milliliters contrast media volume. Next, the head and neck CT angiography examination protocol, where we detail the comprehensive steps for a successful examination of the head and neck vasculature. Beginning with the pre-contrast phase, we set parameters including a KV of 120, MAS of 400, and a helical scan type with a rotation time of 0.35 seconds and a pitch of 0.5. This phase also involves detector coverage of 40 and slice thickness of 5 millimeters and a total exposure time of 3.16 seconds. The subsequent test bolus phase employs parameters such as a KV of 80, MAS of 250, axial scan type, and a rotation time of 0.8 seconds, ensuring precise timing and coverage with 20 images and a total exposure time of 16 seconds. Finally, in the CTA head neck phase, parameters such as a KV of 80, MAs of 400, helical scan type, and a rotation time of 0.35 seconds with a pitch of 0.9 are used, along with a slice thickness of 1.25 millimeters and detector coverage of 40. The delay time in this phase is contingent upon the result of the test bolus time to peak measured during the test bolus phase. This is injector configuration of test bolus and main bolus CTA head and neck. Here is the results slides for the head and neck CT angiography examination. The results of the low-dose contrast media research with 3 different patients who had different weights. The HU value range was between 500 HU until 700 HU evenly distributed in the circle of Willie's area. In summary, the use of a combination approach involving a low KVP, 80 kV strategy, the test bolus method, and the calculation of contrast media volume based on the modified BSA formula and the Yumi-Yanaga formula has been shown to effectively reduce the volume of contrast media required in MSCT head and neck angiography examinations. This integrated approach enables the reduction of contrast media to less than 30 mil. The amount of contrast media volume necessary is contingent upon factors such as the length of the scan area, the patient's body weight, and the concentration of contrast media used. Thanks for all the attention.
Okay, thanks for the presentation. Since the speaker not here now, so if you have any question, maybe you can take out. We can make a brief discussion. No. Okay. So I think it's too late. Okay. On behalf of TWSRT, I would like to invite all speaker here to take a picture. Please.
Come on.
让我帮你站好了。你现在小朋友6岁了，一个还2个，再加油，再加油。为什么？给你偷偷。Thank you. Thank you. 好，我帮你看。好。
那帮我算成是因为我的。
你刚刚做一个夹子，
可以帮我加吗？
没关系，谢谢。
好，OK， 好，谢谢。
不要去选啊！
我来了，我来了。
拜拜，好。拜拜。